Peace and prosperity be unto all who's listening and watching. It's your girl Shaeranea, right? And I'm back with another video. And today I just want to talk to you guys about things in life, right? We experience a lot of stuff in our lives, and it's so many ways to learn, it's so many ways to grow, and it's so many ways that you can be aware of the things in which you're learning and growing through, right? So it's the biggest thing in life is identifying things that you're going through and wanting to find, solutions on how to work on being better in certain aspects of your life, and not neglecting to do the works. Like, you want to do the works on the things in which experience allows you to know about yourself, because without experience you wouldn't know who you are. You wouldn't even know all the things you like or love or dislike, or stuff like that. So you wouldn't even know the kind of food that you like without the experience of learning. And some things in life, because you got three ways of learning. You got experience, your own experience, and that's just you going through the process of things in your life and you having to figure it out on your own. And it's just like you want to go through the process of experience. So that's just your own opinion of what you've been through based on your hardships, your circumstances, your trials, and how you've overcame them, and you could teach other people about that as well. The other way of learning is through pain. Like, you can never, even with experience on your side, you never learn the lessons until you get pain. Like you learn the lessons after pain intervenes. Like, it requires pain for you to learn. And some people go through many things in their life, hardship after hardship, trial after trial, and there's some people who just never learn, even with pain. So even with experience, even with pain, it's some people in this life that never learns. They never learn their lessons. They never fully understand why. They never overcome the lesson in which they're supposed to learn, because they never obtain the wisdom from the experience. And then you got the other one. You can learn, but this is only for few, because not many people can do this. You got the lesson of experience, you got the lesson of pain, but you also got the lesson of being able to learn without actually having to experience. It's some lessons in life you're not supposed to experience everything in life. You got lessons that you're supposed to learn, and it's paths that you're supposed to walk, based on what you desire, your path, your purpose, whatever you want, right? But some things in life you're not supposed to experience. You don't have to experience everything to get the knowledge and wisdom in which you're supposed to know or learn. It's some things in life you have to see and take on with empathy and compassion, and see in which what they've taken on, and then identify in your mind and your life, would that be a great choice for me? It's just being wise enough to decide decisions without actually having to experience the pain from them or the process. Now, some things you really do need to go through the process and overcome and get through the progress, and then become the result of it in which you want. But some things in life you really waste time, just experiencing. And then, in your younger days, maybe maybe 12 on up to like early 20s, 25 maybe, because I'm 25. It's cool to get like all this different weird experiences and learn different things and just do whatever you want, because you're still in the learning phase of getting to know who you are, and that's fine. That's totally okay. You're getting to know who you are mentally, physically, emotionally, sexually. You're getting to know what your purpose is, aligning with that purpose, aligning with your intent, your belief, your knowledge, and all these things that you've learned in the prior years of your childhood, but also as an adult. Now that you're out of high school and you're like on your way to college, or just getting out of college, and you finally figure out that things aren't what they seem or what they've been taught to be, and you finally come to this realization that everything is not what you expected, but everything is different. So in this life, you just want to work on you and always have a open mind to identifying things, and never sugarcoat things about yourself. If you are somebody who can sugarcoat things about yourself, then you're somebody who will sugarcoat something about things about people and the people you love, and you're gonna baby them, and you're gonna make them less than who they are. Basically, you're gonna allow them to make excuses. You're gonna allow them to make justifications for things. But if you hold them accountable and they're willing to, step up to the plate and really say, they agree and they say you're right, and they take accountability for the things they do, then these people are willing to grow. These people don't rely on their ego, and they don't let ego dictate them, right? So with that being said, you want to make sure that you're living in the now, because oftentimes we dwell over things. When you move on too late from the things in which you've already decided, and the things in which you decided for yourself, and the things in which you've already said and chosen long time ago, when you accept the reality of things too late, man, you often are left in a bittersweet reality of, it really sucks, because you decided, but you didn't accept the totality of what the outcomes could be. Now you accept the reality of it too late, and now you're stuck with a dwelling over the past, a dwelling over something that you can't overcome, and it's a struggle. So moving on too late, dwelling over the past, and not taking the wisdom or the true reflection of what you're supposed to learn from the past is just it's critical. It's critical to your purpose, to your plans, to where you're moving, to things you found out about yourself, and the things you've overcome in the time in which you decided. You've decided so many things for yourself after making certain choices. Now that you're back to the decision in which you made, and you no longer can move forward, and knowing that you made it and you don't really accept the outcome of which the decision you chose, it's kind of like not living in the very living in controversial to the things you really say you want. And it's cool to want things a certain way, but you always must accept the reality of things. You always must be prepared and be ahead of the things that happen in life, because things in life are unexpected. You got people out here not prepared, not prepared for the things of life, and there's many things that have been said for a long time that are to come. The people in the world act like they know when it's gonna come. Things come when they come. It's just best to be prepared. No one really knows when it'll all happen. We just know things are going to happen, and you want to always be open-minded to knowing that it's endless things and endless opportunities and endless and balanced solutions in this world in which we live, and you are one of the solutions and cures in which you can first learn to decide for yourself what you want to be in this world. I decide for myself, I want to be a giver. I want to be somebody who's honest, somebody who's very understanding, somebody who's very committed after I decided something, somebody who's willful and giving and cheerful and when I'm doing. Somebody who's not looking to take, and never give. Somebody who is very open-minded to accepting my mistakes and owning up to those mistakes. So somebody who's really stepping up, very independent person, but somebody who's willing to allow people to help me, because you can't always get to the places in which you want to go on your own. I get it. I am very a loner. I'm a big loner. It's many loners who've got into places on their own, but they also have to learn how to connect and be social, and get themselves out there and then promote their stuff. So in a sense, though you could be a loner and somebody who's very introverted or isolated, you must know that even in a world where you're like that, you gotta be very social. You gotta connect. You gotta share your content and things in which you want people to know about yourself. You gotta give in a way in which you want to be given to, and you gotta understand people in a way that they understand you. So it's just being open-minded to understanding that people are one way right now, and that they won't forever be the same. You can't always expect people to see. My problem with people is people really do think that because people are one way now when they met them, or one way several however they was several years, that they're gonna always be that way. And if you don't accept the reality that people, no matter who they are, no matter what they say, no matter what they say they're going to do, that people are going to endlessly change no matter what. And if you don't accept that reality that people, no matter good or bad, is always often going to change. Like, it doesn't matter who you are, you're bound to grow, you're bound to change. Like, nature is bound to grow and bound to change. No matter how many trees fall down, life still grows around us. Like, have you not seen images of turtles, turtle backs with like this something growing on the back of it? It's endless change everywhere. A flower doesn't have to be under soil to grow. It can grow where the concrete is. Like, it doesn't necessarily need to be in soil to grow. You got to know that things are going to grow no matter what the environment in which we live is looking like. Though we are a product to our environment, we can decide to be something greater than the things around us and the things that happen to us. And we can decide what kind of life we want to live and the kind of legacy we want to leave behind, the kind of impact we want to make. And the most extraordinary thing about being yourself is just being true to that self and like really aligning and finding that balance that makes you a happy, content person. Because in this world, it's kind of it's a struggle. But the thing about struggles is you want to embrace the hardships, the struggles, the trials, the adversary, the things that make you who you are, because without those things, you could not be the person you are today. So if you are proud of who you are and you love who you are, comment down below and say you love yourself, and then say it proudly, say it boldly, say I'm proud of my mistakes, I'm proud of the things in which I've done, and I'm proud of the things in which I've overcome. You got to say it with such a profoundness and a proudness that always aligns you in knowing that, you know, no matter what's going on, no matter how, you know, how people treat me, no matter what the world does, I'm still going to keep going forward. Because you got to be in a mindset of knowing that no matter what's going on, no matter what tragedies are happening, you got to keep moving forward. You got to keep moving forward. You got to keep going, because no matter what, as long as you still remain, you still have reason and purpose to be here. So you have to continually grow. You have to keep moving forward. You got to have that gratitude mindset and know that you're here for a reason. You're not gone yet. So remember, when you have those down moments in your life, when you just don't feel or see the purpose in all the things in which you've experienced, and sometimes you get lost up in the pain, and the pain can be really hurtful, but you know what? There's pain. In the pain and the suffering comes great lessons. And you know, sometimes it takes a long time to get to a place of peace, of inner peace and inner happiness, but you must find those times to finally give yourself that me time, that love time, that time that you need in order to recuperate and recover and heal. So the best thing about life is just wanting more for yourself, but also the people around you. And then the great abundance in giving is just being really happy when you see people finally get their breakthrough. And I've seen many people that I've been helping, you know, they get their breakthrough, and I'm really happy for them. And I'm like, you know, and then you got that self complex, and you think in your mind like, man, I've been waiting on mine for a long time. But you got to remember the bigger picture and helping people in the bigger picture and why you done it. And remember, like, you may not be getting what you desire right now, but it's a time and a place and a season for everybody, and not everybody grows and glows at the same times. You know, we all got our own processes. We all overcome different things. We all have our unique and weirdness. Like, you gotta embrace it, guys. Like, it's no yin without yang, and you gotta love and accept both parts of yourself. You can't just say I'm just positive. You gotta be aligned with both negative and positive. You gotta accept the shadow in which walks with you in the daytime, that follows you no matter where you go. And then though night comes and you don't see it, it still remains. Like you today, if you're still alive and watching this video, always know that the shadow in which lies within the reflection of you in this vessel will always be there, whether it's dark or light. So always remember that there's no moon without sun, there's no light without day. No, it's no light without night. So you gotta remember these things, guys. You gotta stop being so hard on yourself and find the time to really truly love and embrace the you that you are, because you are the journey in which you proclaim. You are the journey. You are the profound journey of your life. You're the exceptional crossing path of greatness. Like, you're going to go to be amazing places. You're going to be the the result of your future. So please decide early on in your life what you want, and never allow things in your life, like your weaknesses, your strengths, and things like that, to control you. If you're somebody who has a strong ego, and I know this goes more for men than women. Women do have an ego, but women don't have egos like men. Men egos are required. They need their egos, you know what I'm saying? They need their egos. But you know, you can use ego in a manner that is not healthy, and I want you guys to be mindful of ego. I want you to be mindful of that, in which may stop you from growing. You know, ego is something that can sometimes put you in a position of not accepting your faults, and can put you in a position of you know, this person's wrong and I'm right kind of mindset. Or it can be like ego also is, you know, sometimes often seeking the attention of others through just wanting the attention from people without fully having, you know, the attention from yourself, the love and attention that you need to be giving yourself. So like getting validation and compliments from people before, you know, validating your own. You know what I'm saying? You got to have your own opinion, your own fixed ideas before you go out there trying to get verification from people. You know what I'm saying? You got to have that strong, you know, strong self-image. You know, you got to have that unbreakable bond with self. And that's the most empowering thing about growing. You know, you got to do the things that's unspeakable and know the things in which you desire, and you got to stand on them. You got to live for them. So make sure that ego doesn't get in the way of your growth, and that it doesn't hinder you, because, you know, it's times in our lives where, you know, many people will seek validation for who they are instead of having their own validation for who they are, what they desire, what they want. They would go seeking it in times of hurt and times of pain. So you just want to be mindful of, you know, being somebody who's into like setting thirst traps for people, because, you know, if you don't believe in these things in which people tell you, you know, these are only temporary satisfactions, you know, you got to give yourself that confidence within yourself. You can't just rely on what people are going to say to you. You got to know within yourself these things are true, and you got to already have in your mind that it is. So just, you know, you want to be mindful of these things. And I know that I'm always serious on this channel, but I just want to spread love and light and acknowledgement, because there's not many people out there doing that. And I want you to know that you always must be aligned and balanced with the things you say you want. So move forward and have a prosperous day, guys. I love you guys, all you guys. Bro.